Greetings, fellow YouTubers. This is the Half-Centennial man, and welcome to my channel. For a while, I've had it in mind to build a platform where I could express myself, and after quite a bit of procrastination, I'm absolutely stoked that I'm actually finally doing it. What am I going to talk about on this channel? Well, anything and everything. True to my name, I've been around for over half a century, and I've got a lot to say. So without any further ado, let's get into it. As I begin this series, I think it's only fair that you get to know me a little bit. With that said, I want to share with you what I do for a living. Right now, I am currently employed as a radiologic technologist. I know, big word. In layman's terms, I'm an X-ray tech. For those of you who are interested in this career, I want to take this opportunity to break it down for you. So, what does it take to become an X-ray tech? Well, in regards to education, the minimal requirement is an associate degree in radiologic science from an approved academic institute. Approved by whom, you're thinking? Well, such programs need to be approved by an organization known as the American Registry of Radiologic Technologists, ARRT for short. This is the world's largest organization offering credentials in medical imaging, interventional procedures, and radiation therapy. They certify and register technologists in a range of disciplines by overseeing and administering education, ethics, and examination requirements. All right, that's all you need to know about these guys. So let's talk now about what there is to learn in these programs. Your education will include, but not necessarily be limited to, the following. Anatomy. Oh yes, there will be a lot of that. Physics. It's necessary for you to understand how the equipment captures an image. Radiation safety. Okay, well, you don't want to end up glowing, right? Patient care. You got to know how to deal with patients and understand the laws that protect them. Film critique. You got to know what you're looking at and what constitutes a diagnostic quality image. Again, as I've said before, there is a lot more to that, but those are the basics. Keep in mind that you will be studying all this not only to get your degree, but also to take a registry exam so you can be officially licensed to work in this field. So be prepared to study just a little while longer after graduation. Along with classroom instruction, you will also need to acquire clinical experience. Yes, ready or not, you will be required to actually start working with patients as part of your education. Depending on your school, you will be rotated through a variety of clinical settings, including hospitals and outpatient facilities. Honestly, aside from getting some valuable experience, this is a great way for students to figure out what they desire in a potential work environment. With that said, I want to talk about the different work environments available for an X-ray tech. There is a wide variety of places you could take this skill set. There are hospitals, clinics, imaging centers, urgent care centers, private practices, hell, you can even get a job in a morgue. Yes, that's right, a morgue. Let's talk about the pros and cons of some of these places. Hospitals. Hospitals pay really good, but it's very laborious work. The majority of the patients you will encounter will be incapacitated in some shape or form. This means a lot of lifting, pushing, pulling, all placing a lot of wear and tear on your back. Plus, a hospital can be a very depressing environment to work in, as many of your patients will literally be on their deathbeds. Also, keep in mind that you will be exposed to a number of infectious diseases. Imaging centers. The majority of patients in imaging centers, well, if not all, are what we refer to as walkie-talkie. This means they are quite a bit more mobile and upbeat than what you would find in a hospital. This means a lot less wear and tear on your back as well as your spirit. Urgent care centers. As these are not real radiology positions, you will be cross-trained into other responsibilities as there will not be a lot of x-ray work. In most places, you will be expected to triage patients, but in some others, you may also be trained to perform front desk duties such as greeting patients, taking their IDs, insurance payments, etc. Okay, so now you're probably wondering, where did I end up? What happened to the Half-Centennial man? Where did he end up working? Okay, I'll tell you. I work at a strictly medical imaging practice. Now, true to what I've said before, the majority of the patients that I deal with, if not all, are walkie-talkie, which works quite well for me as I want to retire in good health. Don't get me wrong, it's not a matter of whether or not I can physically do the work you would normally deal with in a hospital. It's just more of a personal preference. I just want to be happy with what I do. And I can honestly say that for the most part, I am quite satisfied in my current employment. The work environment is not depressing. I'm not dealing with any patients who are literally on their deathbeds. I don't have to worry about bringing home any infectious diseases to my family. Plus, unlike most places, especially hospitals, I don't have a supervisor on site hovering over me, keeping an eye on everything I do. Honestly, for me, this is probably the biggest perk. Granted, could I make more money elsewhere like a hospital? Of course I would. But the question is, would I be happy? To be quite frank, I've had jobs before that I absolutely hated. And I was not looking to repeat that when it came time to look for a job in this field. Okay, granted, who doesn't want to make more money? We could all use a little extra cash. But you gotta ask yourself, what's gonna make you more happy? I'm gonna make one thing perfectly clear. Money provides financial security, but not necessarily happiness. Okay, fine. You'll have that extra cash to afford more of the things you want, but what's the point if you dread going to a job every day you despise just for that monetary gain? I'm sorry. As I'm sure most of you would disagree, money is not the most important thing in this world. And it is certainly not the most important thing in my life. Okay, now since we're talking about money, you're most likely wondering, what is the pay like? Well, for techs who only do x-ray, you're looking at a starting salary somewhere between $60,000 to $65,000 a year. And of course, it is considerably more for those hired to be cross-trained in other modalities, such as CT and MRI. Like any other career, the pay is dependent on the employer, the city, state, and of course your own experience. For those of you who would be interested in going into CT and MRI, I'm sure you're wondering what it takes to get into those other modalities. With that, I'm also pretty sure you're probably thinking, oh God, not more school. Well, you can breathe a sigh of relief as that will not be necessary. All you need are your x-ray credentials and be employed at a company willing to cross-train you in those other modalities. How long is the training and what it entails depends on your employer. After you have logged enough cases, you will be eligible to take the applicable registry exam. Yes, I'm sorry to say, you'll have more studying to do. Okay, I believe I've said enough about this career. Having said that, I'm going to wrap this up now. For those of you interested in this career, I really hope this information I provided was useful. If it was, please show your support and leave a like on this video and share it with others who may also have an interest. Now, shut this damn thing off and go get some fresh air.